Welcome to my series on Pleasure Beach Experience YouTube, Mike Mondays, where I discuss various aspects of theme parks and a little bit about myself. Hey guys, I'm back. So it's been a while since we've had a Mike Monday. It's been a very busy end to the season, as you've probably seen by now. We've been here, there and everywhere. We've been Holland, we've been Germany, we've been south. We've been just about everywhere. More trips to Germany. So yeah, it's been a busy, hectic end to the season. Really, it's been a good season. So this was in the back. We were to do this weeks ago. So we're doing the Q&A. Was always going to be the next one we were going to do. So I've got all your questions that you've left in the last few videos. So here we go. First question is Sam Howard. If I had to have my lunch on a roller coaster, what would it be? So I assume I'm not allowed to cheat and say Blue Flyer here. So I wouldn't really want it on something like the big one. I'd say probably something like Big Dipper. Is going to be probably the best one, because I've got visions of kids trying to drink milkshake upside down at Revolution. It didn't go well. So, and you all know what I'm like with ketchup and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd probably go with like Big Dipper. If it's got to be like an adult coaster anyway. Like I say, the cop out would be doing it on a clown coaster that lifts about 5 foot. But there you go. Next question, Alan Taylor. That's basically the staff note. A lot of staff knows from videos. There's a lot of enthusiast fans. We get recognised as regular customers. He said, do we have any favourite staff at parks, and do we get any special treatment? There are obviously rides we go on more than others. So like obviously we all get on really well with the Icon staff, because like I've been on it nearly 100 times this year, so they all know my face really well. Great bunch of guys. Again, the Big One staff, we know them a lot because we see them a lot, ERTs and things like that. And there's obviously towers like the Wicker Man. Quite a few of the Wicker Man staff are enthusiasts. So, but on the whole, they're all great, especially Pleasure Beach. They're all a great bunch. Anyone that recognises us says hello. You know, can't fault it really. Do we get any special treatment? Generally, we don't. It's not like we'd get marched to the front of a massive queue. You might get the odd re-ride here or there if there's an empty seat towards the end of the day. You know, or if it's a bit quiet, you know, we might get a re-ride here or there. We have had it in the past where we've been allowed to stay on rides. A few years ago, but generally speaking, we don't get anything over and above regular member of the public really, other than obviously when we actually pay for it, like ERTs and things like that. Next question, Alex Stonehenge. Where's the best place to park near Pleasure Beach? Anywhere really. There's loads of places. Basically, all the roads that run perpendicular to the front, just north of the park, you can park on any of them pretty much, and it's just potluck if you get a space. If you're there early enough, you will get something. The later you come, the harder it is to get space. So top tip, if you are looking to park, get there 9-10 o'clock in the morning, you're laughing. There's a few spots round up near BPB Station, South Park, South Shore. There's always loads of spaces further up South Shore. The further you go away from the park and Blackpool itself, the easier it is to park. Obviously there is the parking as well, but it's as well covered. It's expensive. So if you are on a bit of a budget, not everyone's going to want to fork out 18 quid for parking. But yeah, there's loads of spaces. You just gotta keep going at times, and a space will show up. next question, sincerely insincere. Is there a risk of parks going towards simulation or VR experiences over actual physical thrills? My opinion, no. I think VR is a bit of a flash in the pan, to be honest. Sometimes it's quite good, you know. You can have, you know, they've been doing VR type things for years. Things like Star Tours, it's been going for about 20, 30 years. And I think that sort of simulator experience will continue to grow as technology gets better. 4D cinemas, that sort of thing, they're good, but they will never ever replace something like the thrill of the big ones drop for me, or Oblivion's drop, or I don't know, like B&M corkscrews on B&M coasters, that sort of thing. They'll never replace that sort of thrill for me, and I don't see VR on coasters lasting all that long. We know Kraken's already had it pulled off. Galactica has been reduced down massively. There was rumours about that Galactica's going to be scrapped completely and it's going to go back to being air. That remains to be seen. But yeah, I don't think VR is going to last that long, in all honesty. Next one we've got Gypsy Muffin asked, what's my opinion of Oakwood? I like the place personally. The only problem with it is where it is. It's in the middle of nowhere, so it's a good 4.5 hours drive from Manchester. You can do it. You're going to have to stop at some point. I mean, we did it in with Alton Towers, so I drove down first thing Saturday morning. And then drove back. I think I stayed around Stafford area, somewhere like that, on the way back up the M6. Then the Towers on the way home on the Sunday. I mean, really, if you like your woodies, Megaphobia is awesome. Megaphobia, even with the new stuff, the likes of Balder and Woden and Cuchulainn, Megaphobia is still one of the best woodies in Europe. To me, it's the top two or it's probably the top 3, top 4 woodies in Europe for me. Speed is one of the smoother Eurofighters. And it's a few years since I rode it now, but it was really smooth. Okay, the operations are slightly questionable on it, but it's one of the better Eurofighters, I think. Certainly, I know Smiler isn't a Eurofighter, but it's certainly preferable to the Smiler in my book. And for that matter, Saw. I think it's a better coaster than both of them. I think those two try and do a little bit too much and they're outside the capabilities of the ride type, whereas Speed is spot on in its length, and it doesn't try and do stuff that the ride's design can't do. So it's really good. You've got... Now, I've never been on... I think it's called Drench now. It used to be called Hydro. Never actually been on that. It looks good, but the seats are... or the restraints are very tight. So... I think very few of our group actually went on that when we were there. They're not. We've got these silly. They're retrofitted after its incident. Rides they have got us. Treetops Coaster's really fun. That's a Zero Tivoli. It's one of the longer Zero Tivoli coasters. It's not powered. It's got tyre kickers on it. You've got Bounce, the sort of tower ride. It's alright, it's not great. I think it's called Spooky 3D. The ghost train's actually brilliant.
I think Bounce is SPNO now.
Is it?
Yeah.
It wasn't brilliant.
You went, yeah.
It wasn't brilliant when we went on it, to be honest. It didn't do an awful lot.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's SPNO.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, it was covered, it was boxed up anyway.
Right.
All the seating was covered in, well, basically looked like it was ready to be removed.
Oh, right, okay.
That was 2017. Anyway, carry on.
Spooky 3D is actually a really good ghost train. Does what it says on the tin. It is literally like probably a 3D version of Pleasure Beach's ghost train. To say it's got the same sort of cheesy type features to it. The other thing they've got a log flume. Yeah, it's actually Camelot's. They rescued a couple of rides from Camelot there, and they did the log flume back up to say in its similar sort of environment to what it was. And there's a toboggan, like a tea tray type toboggan, that's really good fun. So yeah, Oakwood, I'd say it's one of them you've got to go to at least once. If you I don't know if you're on a week holiday down in South Wales, yeah, great to get to. Otherwise, pain. But it is where I would try and get yourself there. It's a good park. James Norm asked, with S&S bringing back the steeplechase concept, do I think we could have a modern Virginia reel, and would I like to see one at Pleasure Beach? I think the closest you're going to get to a modern Virginia reel we've already got, and that's the new type spinning coasters, sort of the Maurizona type and the Mac type spinning coasters. I think they're the closest you're going to get to that. Obviously the Revercon ones have the switchback element that the Virginia reel had. If they were unlocked as they went through that, they'd probably be the closest thing. And as for what I like to see one at Pleasure Beach, I've said it for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages. Dwervelwind from Toverland. Get a ride like that, and obviously Euromere is the same type as well. Another one of my favourites. Get one of them at Pleasure Beach. Stick it in Nickelodeon Land, it'd be ace. Okay. Next question is, what are my top 5 Mancunian bands? So, in reverse order, number 5, The Smiths. Number 4, Joy Division / New Order. In both the sort of guises. Number 3, The Cortinas. Number 2, The Stone Roses. Number 1, Oasis. Yeah, I've seen Oasis like 3 times live. They're awesome. And Don't Look Back in Anger is one of my favourite songs ever. Okay, Michael Emanuel asked, have I got any tips on the Wickerman restraint? Now, you might have actually been on it since you asked this question. I don't know, it was a few months ago. Any tips? There was something that when it was actually off Woden, that the staff got me to sort of sit forward a little bit in the seat, and it seemed to have an effect. Other than that, there's not really much you can do other than hope that you've got. I mean, the staff generally are quite good in sort of shoving the restraint in, especially if they recognise you. But yeah, there's not really any tips. It's a lap bar. So it's one of them. And the thing is, it either clicks or it doesn't, basically. There's no middle ground on it. So it's hard to have a tip other than sometimes you might find if you sort of don't quite sit down and pull it down onto your legs and then sit down, that might work. But other than that, yeah, you just got to hope it gets in. I mean, they are quite tight, but I get in it all right. So and they're all much for much as them GCI coasters. And one final question was Alan Taylor again. Can I do a video in an Everton shirt? I think you know the answer to this question. No. Not for a million subs would I wear an Everton shirt. No thanks. Anything European though, if you've got any requests, I'll try and find one. Because I have got a few, as you can see. Celta Vigo today. So that's my Q&A done. Thanks for watching. We will do more of these in the future. Of course, we're doing that every 4 weeks. Hopefully now we're back in. My videos should be on every week now between now and the park season, more or less. Might be the odd week missing over Christmas, we don't know, but more or less we should be here every week now between now and certainly the start of park season. So there will be at least one more Q&A maybe probably 2, maybe even 3. Keep your questions coming, as ever. I do note them down and I'll get them answered. So stay tuned. Next week's video is going to be my review of the 2018 park season, which has been a busy one, so it's worth watching. Thanks for watching. See you again. Remember, like and comment. Cheers.